Hey gang, it's me, Dr. Steve, coming to you once again from beautiful Brazil. I'm in the capital city of Brasilia. I'm speaking at the first ever Association of Classical Christian Schools conference in Brazil. And it's absolutely stunning to see firsthand the conservative revolution that's happening here. The classical Christian school movement is absolutely exploding in Brazil. If you're not familiar with it, classical education is the same education that all of our founding fathers had. It centers on the great books, great ideas, Latin. It places theology as the integrative center for curriculum. It's the most conservative education you can get. And in just 8 years, Brazil has gone from having 0 classical schools to now having upwards of 40 or 50 with thousands of students and thousands more on waiting lists to get in. It is simply miraculous to see what's happening here. And speaking of miraculous, it has officially begun. One of the single most prominent figures of the deep state has fallen. John Bolton, former national security advisor, one of the fiercest Trump critics, darling of the never Trump crowd, has just agreed to plead guilty. And the irony is so thick you can cut it with a knife. Remember, this is the man who spent years screaming on CNN and MSNBC about Trump's supposed abuse of power. He has just admitted in federal court that he was the one abusing power. He was the one committing crimes. Now, if you remember, last October, a federal grand jury indicted John Bolton on 18 counts. 8 of those counts involved the unlawful transmitting of national defense information, and 10 counts involved unlawfully retaining that information, having classified documents in his personal possession, all violations of the Espionage Act. The DOJ alleged that Bolton stored thousands of pages of classified, top secret material at his home in Bethesda, Maryland. He used personal AOL and Google email accounts to send over 1,000 pages of diary-like entries, stuffed with top secret intelligence to 2 family members who, of course, had 0 security clearance. We're talking intelligence about foreign adversaries, foreign relations, sources, methods, the stuff that in the wrong hands could literally get people killed. And keep in mind, this is the same guy who was doing cartwheels on CNN after the FBI raided Mar-a-Lago based on similar charges, even though the President of the United States has ultimate classification and clearance authority. They raided the former president's home for a crime he legally and constitutionally cannot conceivably commit, precisely because he, as president, is the one with ultimate clearance and classification authority. Now, it just still boggles my mind that anyone could have taken seriously that the deep state has authority over the president. And that's exactly what John Bolton was arguing every single day in the aftermath of the Mar-a-Lago raid. On all the fake news networks, he was celebrating and defending the FBI raid and claiming that Trump had committed crimes that he could not possibly constitutionally commit. And my, oh my, have the tables now turned.
While Trump unleashes a political reckoning, there is another crisis poisoning every American in some way, shape, or form, even in the comfort of our own homes. I'm talking about the microplastic epidemic. Now, you may have heard about this, but this is pretty shocking stuff. Check this out.
White ones, we've got clear ones.
Tons of microplastics wash ashore all over the world every day. And now for the first time, scientists in the Netherlands have detected microplastic pollution in human blood.
All the microplastics and nanoplastics we are exposed to, we inhale and we ingest, that actually, there's so much plastic that it can even enter our bloodstream.
The Dutch study on blood samples from healthy adults detected tiny plastic particles in 80% of people.
That's right. There's a microplastic crisis poisoning every American in some way, shape, or form. They're in our food, our water, our meats, our proteins. In fact, according to a recent study, we now ingest 6 times more microplastics than in 1990. It's wreaking havoc on our health and on our organ functions, and unfortunately, no one is immune from this. But there is an amazing solution. There's a unique bacterial strain found only in kimchi that's been found to effectively degrade microplastics. In fact, traditional kimchi is one of the world's most powerful superfoods. But let's be honest, it's messy, it's strong smelling, and not exactly easy to eat every single day. So that's why our good friends over at Brightcore created Kimchi One. Now you can get all the benefits of premium fermented kimchi in convenient capsule form. No mess, no taste, no hassle. I've been taking Kimchi One every single day for months now, and gang, I love it. Each capsule delivers over 900 probiotic strains, live enzymes, and antioxidants that help restore balance in your gut. People are seeing improvements in digestion, bloating, regularity, energy, metabolism. Studies show that kimchi even reduces the risk of obesity. Kimchi One is all natural, non-GMO, and 100% made right here in the USA. It's completely dairy-free, gluten-free, soy-free, so just anyone can take it. I personally love it, and I love knowing that I'm supporting my gut and overall health in one simple step. So if you've been looking for a way to boost your immune system and remove microplastic toxins from your body, this is it. You can get 25% off your order by going to the link below, or for an even better deal, give them a call. My friends at Brightcore would love to chat with you, and they're going to give you 50% off plus free shipping. Call them at 888-597-0233. The first 100 callers to order are going to get a free bottle of vitamin D3. Again, you only get that 50% off and free shipping when you give them a call. So once again, that number is 888-597-0233.
It was just announced that Bolton has agreed to plead guilty to a single count of retaining classified information. His rearraignment is scheduled for June 26. The deal includes a jaw-dropping $2 million fine and up to 5 years in prison. The final decision will rest with a federal judge, but in the end, Bolton's attorneys clearly realized that there was no way he was going to escape this. Bottom line, Bolton caved because he had no defense. Simply put, he got caught. He got caught storing thousands of pages of classified top secret material at his home, a clear and unambiguous violation of the Espionage Act. And then, to make matters worse, he compounded those felonies by sharing the material with family members who, of course, had no security clearance whatsoever, which created additional crimes. And he used unsecured email. He used a freaking AOL email account at that to send those classified documents to family members. I mean, this was as blatant as it could possibly get. He was caught red-handed. And the irony in all of this, with the legacy media so hell-bent on you not knowing, is that it was none other than Joe Biden's Justice Department that originally launched the criminal investigation into Bolton, after intelligence agencies discovered that of all nations, Iran had hacked his computer and accessed sensitive information that damaged national security. Bolton's personal email was compromised by a cyber actor believed to be associated with the Islamic Republic of Iran. And again, to make matters worse, to compound, Bolton didn't fully disclose that to the FBI. He never told them that the hackers held top secret information because of him. And that negligence is exactly why this case was opened in 2022 under Biden, under AutoPen. So this entire case could not possibly have been better suited for our first successful prosecution of one of the most prominent members of the deep state. Now, I think there are two major takeaways from all of this. First and foremost, this is a textbook case of what happens when TDS, Trump derangement syndrome, overrides common sense and self-preservation. Bolton served as Trump's national security advisor from April 2018 to September 2019. And he took that position for one reason only, and that's self-aggrandizement. He left the White House and he immediately wrote a book attacking the president He became a fixture of liberal media, and he positioned himself as the noble whistleblower, all for his own financial gain. And all along, he was sitting, as it turns out, on a time bomb, illegally hoarding classified documents and sharing top secret intelligence with family members through personal email accounts. But because he was so fixated with destroying Trump, that obsession distracted him from the fact that he was the one breaking the law. Obviously so. Why on earth would he so blatantly break the law, all the while literally putting himself in front of news cameras every single day? I mean, being a member of the deep state at least used to mean that you were above accountability. You dictated the laws everyone else was subject to while you recused yourself from those laws. But Bolton's transgressions were so blatant that he crossed the line from arrogance to actual obsessive cluelessness. He was so deranged with TDS that he ended up basically building his own gallows. So that's the first takeaway. Arrogance and TDS are lethal combination of the more prominent members of the deep state. The second big takeaway is that once again, the legacy media has egg all over their pathetic lying faces. When Bolton was indicted, the New York Times accused Trump of retribution. It was literally in their headline. Axios compared it to Stalin's secret police. CNN called it a blatant abuse of power. Every single pathetic propagandist legacy media outlet ran with the exact same narrative without evidence because, of course, it fit their preferred template. Trump as tyrant, his critics as martyrs. And now the most prominent martyr of them all, Bolton, has just pled guilty. Talk about humility. Talk about eating crow. The legacy media has just proven once again that they are shameless shills for left-wing propaganda and nothing more. So what's Bolton's fate? Well, on June 26, he appears in federal court and formally enters his guilty plea. He'll be fined over $2 million, one of the steepest in a case like this. A prison sentence will be capped at 5 years under the plea deal. His legal team is going to obviously argue for 0, but a U.S. district judge will have the final call on that. But had he gone to trial with all 18 counts, with each carrying 10 years, I mean, he could have faced the rest of his life behind bars. So clearly he blinked. Which means, and maybe this is the biggest takeaway of them all, the deep state can be brought down. It is not invincible. Justice does move slowly, but it moves. And it just took down one of the deep state's most prominent and arrogant members. So what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments section below. And as always, make sure to smack that bell and subscribe button for breaking news and analysis you're not going to get anywhere else. Love you guys. God bless.
Gang, the news is moving fast and the stakes are high. You need to be in the loop, not catching up. Scan the QR code right now and join my Patriot Alert newsletter. That's where I send what matters most, when it matters most, straight to your inbox. It's free and absolutely necessary to get the news relevant to you as quickly as possible. It's just one scan away.